Ooh. All right. Hey, it's Rudy G. Funk, and we are live to make our announcement for Monday. We play the Jets. We'll probably either watch the game here at my place or at the Stumblers Monday night, and we're going to try another beer, another one by the Brew Kettle, which once again these guys are in Strongsville, Ohio. Pretty cool, and a lot of breweries around here, a lot of good craft beer. And hey, Tom, hey, Nick, how you all doing, man? Good to see you. Just making it now to hang out for a little while, and we're gonna try this new beer right here. And I don't know if you can see how good you can see that. It's kind of weird, but by the Brew Kettle, it's a pale ale. Real quick, it says it's a 6.0. A multi-pale with Cascade, Centennial, Columbus, and Chinook hops, creating citrus and piney flavor and aroma with assertive bitterness. Anything about that, huh? So, yeah, I'm really trying to like these pale ales, and whether you've seen it or not, when I tried a recommended Market Garden Pale Ale, I was a little shocked when I tried it, and I've been kind of trying to adjust my palate because these pale ales they're really good beers, and I really do want to enjoy them. So I've been kind of going through families of beers and trying their pale ales and building up my palate a little bit for these things because they're really well made, and I really want to enjoy them with the rest of the community. But anyway. To the title, to the Browns, to the windows, to the walls. Wow, does it feel like? First, I want to talk about how the media was wrong about this particular game because, especially after losing the way we did, I mean, it feels like a must-win. Even now, the repercussions of this loss, in my opinion, as a Browns fan, I don't want to say I was crushed because we've been used to losing for the last 20 years. And that's why I think I didn't need the media to prepare me for a possible loss because I think that's kind of a loser mentality. I don't really dig that. Every time the Browns play, I expect them to win. And I know that sounds a little ridiculous, but it is the NFL, and anybody can beat anybody at a certain time with the right, when the moons align, you can beat the Patriots, you can beat, the Ass Rams, whatever good team, the Kansas City, you can beat these guys. These guys lose games to other teams. So I've always had to try to be positive, especially for the Browns, especially the way we've been the last 20 years. Pardon me, my palate's a little dry. But to the title, I don't really blame and I have a bias because I really like Freddie. But, I notice when we play a game like we did, and I notice that everybody gets their touchdown dances right, and they did get all their goofing around right. They all do it in unison. And I'm not terribly huge on the what they do after they score. But when I see them do it right, when they get their touchdowns and they do their dances and and then they lose, it's pretty fucking annoying the way they did. When we talk about discipline, when Freddie talks, has been talking about this since the beginning, about technique, about fundamentals. We have the talent. We know we have the talent. And I don't think they listened yet. So I'm kind of half and half. I'm half with the fans that think this is a wake-up call. Tom, I just saw that. Rudolph is a reindeer. That's kind of gay. Nate, that's kind of gay. Calling me a reindeer. Anyway, not that there's anything wrong with that, right? So when I hear Freddie day in, day out, in every one of his conferences, talk about fundamentals, talk about technique, I don't believe for a minute that he's not saying this when he's around these guys. Oh, fucking earthquake. And I don't think they heard him yet. And I think, I don't know, did it take that loss for them to hear, to understand what the hell these guys are saying when they're in camp? Because like I said, they sure got their little touchdown dances right. You know, they were spot on with them fucking things, but they didn't get that win right. And now we're hearing stuff on the radio. They're already talking about when they're going to get rid of fucking Freddie Kitchens and all that shit, which is, you know, ludicrous. Obviously, it's one day, but all that shit goes away if you fucking beat the Titans. You know. Oh, and on the Titans, I really do appreciate the Titans fans that chimed in with the live stream. They were really cool. Always appreciate that when the other teams guys come in and hang out with us and have a beer, hopefully, and have a good time. I'm sure they had a better time than I did because they won. But I don't know about you guys, and I'm sure there's proof of that in the stream. But, you know, up until the fourth quarter, I still thought we were going to win that game. Because there were pockets of brilliance. Those two drives were like fantastic. They were great. It was what I expected. And not just stating the obvious. Well, if you drive it down and you score, obviously that's good. I'm talking about the way they did it. You know, they mix in a run on occasion and some really accurate passes downtown that is standard Baker Mayfield stuff. But, God, the fourth quarter, it's almost... And it's not just because I was buzzed because I was drinking. It's almost like blurry to me. Michael D, what's going on, bro, Chacho? Or Maryland. I'm going to start calling you Maryland. Remember I gave you a shout out on Ace channel. He says, Rudy G Funk says, Maryland. I'm not going to forget that one or let him down. You know, I'm going to say that every time. It's good to see you, Michael D. But, you know, obviously, with all the hype and everything that was going on, I just don't. I don't want to say I don't listen to what people say. I don't necessarily agree with everything that everybody else says, and you know, I take it with a grain of salt, I guess is the old saying. So when I hear Browns have too much hype, Browns have too much hype, you know, but you see the talent that we have on the team. Obviously, they had to be at least a little bit right. You know, and that's where I'm coming in on a lot of the stuff that I was wrong about. Especially, I think it was I think it might have been Mosh's channel. We were kind of hanging. Chris Senior and I were kind of going a little back and forth on the Browns. I think he stated what he thought their record was going to be. One of the things I said was, don't be surprised if the Browns get some calls this year. You know. Boy, was I fucking wrong about that. I mean, back on the discipline thing that I was talking about. And you know, don't mind me, guys. I'm just going to flatten my big-ass lips for a little while on our defeat over the weekend. Boy, was I wrong about that. And once I saw we had Napoleon, I don't want to say I was worried, but I knew it could be a long day. And I don't know if you guys are all Browns fans or whatever. If Napoleon's on the field, I know one thing. He catches everything the fucking Browns do. And if I know that, I would like to think Freddie and the gang know that. So if I was to get any criticism to Freddie, he should have been chirping this the whole day. Hey, they're not letting us get away with shit. You better tighten up your fucking drums, man. And he might have been, and maybe it's like the title says, man. Maybe they just weren't listening. But you know, Freddie doesn't go without criticism. Obviously, it's his first real NFL game as a head coach. There's a fella on our team, and I know everybody's been sleeping on him this whole off season. We're not really saying too much about him ultimately. And I was really surprised that the actual Browns slept on this cat, he's just my favorite player for so many different reasons. And that is Nick Chubb. I heard he got the ball 17 times, but I think a lot of them were like right in the last series. They were just kind of running the clock out because it was 43-13 or whatever the fuck it was. And they were just stopping the run at that point. They just kind of saw what we were doing. I don't know. I could have, like I said, that last quarter was a little muddy to me because I'm pretty sure I quit reacting and I just sat there with my mouth open, like, catching fucking flies. But I don't know about you guys, but Nick Chubb likes making 98-yard runs too. And when we're on the two, and if you even think that your line is suspect at all, and if you think maybe Bateman's hand is hurt or whatever the hell happened in the game, I guess he's all right. But some of the throws he made late, were suspect. Hand the fucking ball off to Nick Chubb because Nick Chubb is more than capable of making an 98-yard run. And not that he would have, but that was that sack safety and it is doing Monday quarterback shit too. But I still think Nick Chubb wasn't utilized, So if I was to criticize Freddy, if I was to criticize Freddie on one thing, it was that Nick Chubb needs to be fed. And the dude's fucking hungry. All the dude does is put his head down and grind, isn't fuck around, say a dumb shit. You're never hearing anything that Nick Chubb is doing on fucking Tweeter or Snapface or any of that fucking shit. The dude goes there, he grinds, and he keeps his mouth shut, and that's all he does is fucking work. And he deserves the ball, man, because not just is he fucking very talented as a running back. He deserves it, man. That sounds a little weird, but the dude's good. I mean, it was a great run by Hilliard to score that first drive, which is a really great drive because there is good stuff to pull out of this game. Like I said, up until the fourth quarter, I really thought we were going to win that game despite being down 9. So, and ultimately, I don't take solace in what happened with Pittsburgh. I didn't really talk about this much before the season started, but Pittsburgh sometimes they start slow. Feed your playmakers. I agree, Mike. I agree, and feed all of them. And like I said, I heard 17. He got the ball 17 times, and I just didn't see that. Not that they're wrong, but like I said, that fourth quarter was a little much to me, and it was like the game was already after that second interception. The game was pretty much over. Not that I would give up and stop playing, which they kind of did, but it was just kind of like, okay, we're just not going to catch him. The game got away from us, so. I don't know. What was I talking? Oh yeah, Nick Chubb. Yeah, feed him the rock, man. The dude should be getting it. There was some good stuff. Those drives were like everything I thought they would be, despite penalties, and that was what really encouraged me watching the game. What really made me think that the Browns are going to win this game because that is not Browns football. That is not old Browns football right there. That is. Overcoming penalties, scoring anyway, making it look easy, being unstoppable. And I know it's not going to happen every series, so I do understand that it is the NFL and you're going to be stopped on occasion and stuff like that. But there was some really good stuff to take about it. And I like I said, up until, the end of the third quarter, I thought Bateman had a pretty good game, There was one thing, back on the Pittsburgh thing and their slow starts. Often that happens to them. Ben doesn't play much preseason like that. And, that's another thing. All the other side of the preseason guys are all whooping on the guys that didn't play, saying that's the problem, despite hearing every day that they need to get rid of preseason. There should be one or there should be two. There should be 2 more games. You had that whole argument. And then we have, everybody has that first game, and the guys that lost all talk about how they didn't play preseason enough, which is, I don't necessarily want to say everybody's hypocritical, but just the masses talking about preseason is like pretty fucking annoying because I've always stated that I like preseason. I like when they play. I like when they don't play. I like watching the guys that were drafted. And not to take this moderate neutral position so that I'm always right or whatever. But to hear everything about preseason, that whole preseason, and to hear everybody finish up with some of the stuff they said about the guys that played in preseason that they don't care about and don't want, it's pretty fucking annoying on my end because I have to hear them because I listen to fucking sports radio all the time. But there was some good stuff. The punts, the Irish, what do they call him? The rugby guy, had a pretty good game. Yeah, Pittsburgh's going to be better. I don't doubt that they're not going to gel and come back. And I do feel that about the Browns too. I think, what I would like to see. And you got Sam Darnold down and stuff like that. He's not going to play Monday. Mosley's having issues. Bell's having issues. We might be playing a lot of backups and stuff. But I would be refreshing to me just because I'm not really big on the whole celebration thing. If we go over there and we beat these guys handedly, I don't want to see any fucking celebrations. I don't want any concentration at all on, celebrating your fucking touchdown. Hand the ball off to the ref and go win the fucking game. Celebrate when the fucking game is done, especially as a Browns fan. I mean, the game's not over till that last fucking second. If you're a Browns fan, when that last second fucking drips off, then the fucking game's over. Then we can exhale, And back on the media shit about preparing us for this loss. I mean, the last 20 years, the Browns know how to lose. They know how to handle taking losses. I think we're better at it than just about everybody. So why the media thinks we need some kind of preparation, because nobody's jumping off any bridges or anything like that. It fucking hurt. I tell you that much. I didn't watch any money. I didn't watch any conferences. All the stuff I do to help prepare me for the show. Right. I actually needed it. It was so bad to me. And I thought that win was so needed. I really quit watching football. I didn't watch any of our conferences or anything. I just didn't want to fucking hear it, and they weren't big on excuses because eventually I watched them and stuff. The one thing that was really refreshing, and I said this about Baker many videos ago, that I do very much like about him is, man, when he went to do his conference after the game, he looked like he had fucking a pneumonia or something. I mean, he looked like he was half dead. And I don't wish half deadness or pneumonia on him. My point is, it hurt his soul, I think. That loss did. And he's the kind of dude that wants to repair that void in his soul. And I think champions are like that, and I do think Baker's going to be a champion. I mean, he's already been a champion, but I mean, at this level. And I think that kind of thought, that kind of feel for the game is very healthy. And it kind of reminds me of the Jimmy Kimmel thing when he went on Jimmy Kimmel and after he said he was drafted by the Browns and everybody laughed at him, how I thought that was healthy. And to actually have the season he had last year and the possible season he's going to have this year, it'd be great for him to go back on there and, kind of laugh in their face to show them who's who, that kind of thing, So I'm going to go 50-50. That it was a must win to me, but it is a loss. You got to take it in the ass. And I think it's going to be a good thing. And I would really appreciate it this Monday if they wouldn't show off. If they would just hand the ball off and go to the next play and not even fucking worry about how great they look. Stick to your fucking fundamentals. Stick to your technique. Quit getting fucking penalized. And that's another thing. I don't care that Greg Robinson kicked the dude's face, man. you know, I don't know, call me a jerk or something like that. I don't care that Myles Garrett slapped the dude in the face. He was being fucking held the whole game. You're going to get emotional and you're going to do shit like that. But when we play Pittsburgh, they kick our helmets and slap our faces and they still fucking win, you know? So win the fucking game and nobody fucking gives a shit about that. And everybody knows that. You know, you win, everybody forgets about all the fucking dumb shit that happened. So it kind of sucks because everything good that happened during the game, everybody kind of forgets about. They're already talking about when we should get rid of Freddie. You know, if we lose the next game, now we should get rid of Freddie. You know, it's just, it's ridiculous. You know, I know it's only one game and I get it, but after losing that game, everybody realizes how important that fucking win was for us. And I'm not taking anything away from the Titans. You know, they just had our number, man. When it came to the refs, they were seeing fucking everything. You know, obviously on that run, I know there was a hold tackle there, but you know, I didn't see much in the secondary was fucking scaring me. They're good, and how they played. I mean, I would see Mariota float those balls to the middle of the field. And I'm thinking, oh, that's a fucking interception. There's fucking nobody there. Nobody even fucking knew the ball was being thrown. And dudes are wide open in the middle of the fucking field. They were scaring the shit out of me. Man, and they're good. They're a good fucking secondary. They're solid. I think they were definitely off their game. Who is that? Who's your team again, Mike? You're not a Browns guy, are you? Because I know they did beat the Patriots the first game last year. You know, yeah, they're not. Titans are like the best average team in average team history or something. I don't know how to fucking explain it. But they're certainly not garbage by any means. And the fans were really cool. I can't help but say enough that how cool it was when they chimed in. They were always really cool and they were pretty respectful, you know, which is it's unnecessary, but they were cool. And I'm glad they watched some of the game with us. Oh, I need another beer. Excuse me, I need another beer. Yeah, Titans are not losers by any means. I think it's just, you know, when I look at the cast, you know, it's not a preference for me. I was never big on Mariota. I think I did actually like Derrick Henry a little bit, but he's kind of like top heavy. Kind of reminds me of Emmanuel Ogbah's body. Not that I look at men's bodies or anything, but you know, Emmanuel Ogbah, I think he just kind of got out leveraged because of his body type. He was a lot bigger up top, kind of like Derrick Henry. So I figured in the NFL, Derrick Henry would be, you know, trippable. You know, you go down low and go down low on him. You're going to trip that dude up just because of physics, you know. Yeah, I agree. And you know what? We better not sleep on the fucking Jets, despite, you know, playing half their second string. We better not fucking sleep on the Jets. I think it was Nathan Zagura or somebody said, made a good point. Their backup has won more games in the NFL than the Browns have in the last 5 years, which hurts. You know, it hurt to hear that, even though, you know, Nate's a great guy. He's a total Browns dude. But that hurt. You know, I heard that on the fucking way home. I was like, Jesus Christ, you know. Because, you know, that's one thing that historically the Browns have been good at doing is like, you know, giving rookie records, you know, especially with Ben. I remember Jarvis Landry, Landry Jones. The last 2 years prior to last year, Pittsburgh was into, you know, they were in the playoffs, so they didn't play Ben. We were playing their whole fucking second string. We still couldn't fucking beat them, you know? Yeah, I agree. God, you know, it's so much easier if you win that first game. And I know the Titans aren't going to just let us win. Like I said, I don't want to take anything away from the Titans. I don't know. Maybe they didn't take it as seriously until it was too late. Maybe it was something like that, you know. And I don't want to necessarily just say that because of the celebrations and shit like that when we scored, but they just kind of got out of hand and they lost their way. And I don't necessarily think it's all Fred. You know, I don't think it's Freddie's fault. I think it was them. I think he did say what he said during camp and pounded that into their fucking heads. But when they were turned loose, um, a lot of bad mistakes and muscle memory mistakes kind of like returned maybe. You know, I can't pinpoint everything, but yeah, got to play better than that. And finishing is very, very. I mean, it should be the exact opposite. I know the dudes get tired at the end of the game, but everything has to keep getting tighter and tighter. And it just seemed like after that third quarter, everything just fucking exploded. Like, and you know what? The receivers actually played really good, which I don't want to say is a surprise. They played very well. But that one catch to Njoku, or I'm sorry, miss to Njoku. Romo was right. Baker did put a lot of sting on it, you know, for a relatively short pass. Yeah, that's true. Experience is a lot too, and that's why the Titans probably won the game from experience. You know, and heart. I guess is probably not such a bad way to say that either. It's a compilation of what happened. Yeah, but the pass to Njoku, Romo was right. There was some sting on it, and he was kind of making an excuse for Baker, but yeah, for Njoku, but it was in his hands. You know, that's your ball. You're a receiver. You got to catch that fucking ball. You know, it was a good pass when it was right in his hands. So, you know, I'm 50-50 on that too. You know, he did do what he did, but you still got to fucking catch the ball, even though it's a fucking bullet. And it's a very short distance. I think it was like, I don't know, 8 yards or something like that. Oh, which really does suck. Well, you know what? I got to put this back in the fridge. I let it get warm. It gets warm, it'll suck balls. Oh. What really sucks is I wanted to watch that Panthers game tonight, and I don't get it. I thought it would be on 3 or 5 or something like that, and I don't get it. Excuse me a second. I'm gonna grab a quick smoke. You know, that's what I do. But I'll keep flattening my big ass lips about dumb shit. I don't even know if I said everything yet that I wanted to say. Well, you know, trying to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. And maybe when we were on that 2-yard line, maybe Freddie suspected that they knew we would run it, so he went to the pass. But so I'll kind of give him that if he thought he was going to be a little trickster and pass it. I don't know. It's very interesting. But, you know, Freddie did have signs of that before, trying to pass your way into a win. I think it might have been the Ravens game we played last year. You know, we were behind. Nick Chubb had just crossed 1,000 yards. In the next series, he lost 2 yards, so it put him below 1,000, and Freddie never ran again. And we were losing, and we were attempting to come back that last drive. I don't think he ran. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he puts a little bit too much trust in Baker. I mean, I get it. He is our quarterback, and you want to put it. You want to have him in those situations. You want to give him an opportunity to be great. So I get that too. And I don't know. Hopefully, nothing I say would ever quell that. Obviously, I don't watch my shit, but somebody might agree and pass it on, or I don't know. And they'll tell two friends, and they'll tell two friends. But yeah, the secondary scared me. And there were several times that happened where Mariota would float up this punt, kind of like what Greg Williams said about Ben Roethlisberger, would float this punt, and our fucking secondary, who they all were running like fucking 3-4s, couldn't get to the ball. I don't know, it's weird. Then again, I don't have all 22, so I can't see how great maybe the receivers on the Titans are just great blockers. Maybe their fundamentals were sound, keeping our secondary busy and running decoys and all that stuff. That Derrick Henry run just hurt though. The little screen to Derrick Henry, that was hurtful. Because they did that to Jacksonville last year. It wasn't a screen, it was a pitch out, I think. Of course, the Jacksonville one was worse because there was like 3 holds before he made it around the corner. It's like it looked like Jacksonville quit, but there was a lot of holding there and stuff, and they let him get away with it too. But I thought those 2 drives that we had, despite the penalties, and both those drives had penalties, we overcame them and scored, which was new Browns. That's what I love to see. That's for sure. I'm still fucking glitchy, ain't I? God damn it. Give me a second. I'm gonna knock out and make sure some stupid shit is not running on my fucking computer. There you go. I'm back. I am back. Oh, so did anybody watch Brightburn? I've been flapping my big ass lips about that for a week now. I still got it. I can still watch. For God's sakes. I hate when I pull up fucking YouTube and I see my own announcement that I really appreciated, And I don't know, maybe somebody's just watching my videos and cutting up what a depressed Browns fan looks like. But there was like another 150 views of that stream, which I really appreciate everybody chiming in. And I just get surprised when I do a stream. I don't know. I want to think we finished up with like, I don't know, 225 views or something like that. But, I think we got like another 150 views after that, which is weird. And once again, the Titans guys were really cool. A few of them were chiming in during the stream, and they laid some comments, which I really appreciate that. It's always nice when you finish up a stream and the next day you got some comments to answer and still talk some football. That's always appreciated. And like I said, they were really cool. And I appreciate everybody that chimed in and was watching with us. It's always fun. Win or lose, we're always having a good time, regardless. Having a beer, sitting and bullshitting, getting mad, and then getting, back to normal again, accepting a loss or a win, Oh, that tastes good. That tastes real good. But yeah, did anybody see the Brightburn yet? Anybody? Nobody watched that but me? Nobody watched it but me. I don't believe it. Where's Scottzilla? It's like Scottzilla time, ain't it? Well, it's like 10:25 here or whatever. But hey, if any of you guys are watching the Carolina game, give me a shout out who's winning or what the score is or any highlights or I call and Scottzilla shows up. How about that? Are you watching the game, Scott? Ten to 9. Wow. How's McCaffrey doing? Is he whooping it up? So how come 8 Camel Toes doesn't stream the games? He doesn't do that? Does he ever stream any of the Carolina games? Oh. We make a lot of videos. It's hard to like go back and try to find whether he had ever streamed the game or not. Or he did stream last week. No shit. How the fuck did I miss that? Did I get the announcement or something? No, he might have made some weird announcement or something. I might have missed it. Wow, there's an airplane going over. It fucking sounds cool. Sounds alien. God damn, I need another beer already. See what you guys do? Or do I? I'm really starting to enjoy this glass, man. I like the big bottom, the ergonomics. It's like a great fit for my hand, I don't know. I just kind of dig it. I almost feel like I'm drinking some sort of brandy or something, You were live. They played at the same time. No shit. God damn it. Well, that sucks. Because I thought after we got off that I looked. Wow, that really sucks, man. So is he streaming right now? He's not streaming right now, is he? My booby itches. Michael, are you still here? Hello, if so. No. Oh, that's funny. Oh, no. No, Camel's not streaming right now. Okay. What the hell's he doing? Shouldn't he be doing something? Okay, so it's Thursday, and there's a one Thursday night game. Is there a Saturday game? Hold on, let me ask Google. I'll ask Google. Oh, god damn it! I hit YouTube. I'm a fucking idiot. Google, are there any Saturday football games, you Nazi assholes? Oh, okay. I got Google. Are there any NFL games this Saturday? No. No. Well, that sucks. Some game picks? Well, hey, Noah had a good. I watched Noah's picks. He didn't pick the Browns. We should win this game. But I kind of like that he didn't take the Browns. It makes me feel. I don't know. Is it a reverse psychology or something like that? Like I don't want anybody to expect that we're going to win this game. I don't know. That's weird. Well. Oh, you're right. 10-9. You are right. 10-9. Okay. Wow. God, that's a coming off their loss. Panthers coming off their loss. This is going to be a hard game to gauge, to pick. Cardinals, Ravens. I guess I have to go with the Ravens. Ravens seem to be firing on all pistons, man. The Cowboys, um, Titans, Indy. I think Indianapolis is going to win that game. To be honest with you, I think Pittsburgh's probably going to beat the Seahawks. To be honest with you, um, Giants, Bills. I'm going to take the Bills, man. Damn what we. Wow. You know what, Steele? You're right. You are right. All this bullshit that I've talked. I better talk the talk, walk the walk. You are right, and that's a valid point. And I'm so glad you said that because that is old. That is residue of old Browns thought. That's the way we think now because of everything that's happened to us or everything we haven't done in the last 20 years. Yeah, I do, but I do buy you have to be worried about the backup guy wanting to shine. He's wanting to look good in his own right. I would like to think that he would understand the playbook just like Darnold and all that thing. And Darnold might take another year or two. Also, he hasn't really played much football. Him and like Mitch Trubisky they didn't have these really long careers in college or anything like that. So I wouldn't be surprised. I don't want to say he's going to light it up. Trevor Siemian. So back on the picks, I have to say Pittsburgh's going to come back. I do like the Bills' chances. There's something wrong, and I'm going to take the Bengals, man. I'm going to take the Bengals. I don't know why. I just got a feeling that the Bengals are going to win that game. Chargers, Lions. I think the Lions are going to win, actually. I agree with Noah. I think that's one of those games where, with only the second game of the season, Vikings, Green Bay. Cult right there. Over Green Bay. Jaguars, Texans. I'm going to take. I think I do really like I do really like Watson. I know that Mahomes is a fucking beast, and I'm never gonna not take him unless he's playing the Browns. And I know that sounds weird, but Mahomes is a fucking beast, and he's wrecking this league. I think. Saints Rams. That's a good fucking game right there. I'm gonna take Rams. I'm gonna take the Rams on that one. Shit Congo and fucking Broncos. I think I'm gonna take Chicago. To be honest with you, I think son of a bitch Trubisky is probably going to have a decent game against the Broncos. I'm going to take the Falcons. I think the Falcons are going to win that game. Browns, Jets. I'm taking the Browns. Taking the Browns. I do think the Falcons are going to win that game. That man might CMOD, and I can't necessarily explain that. But I think the Falcons are going to win that game. Yeah, I'm pretty sound with my picks. I don't do fantasy or any of that shit, but yeah, that's what I think as of right now. how the moons are aligned and the sun, you know. Well, we had a big sun fart last couple of days. Did you guys get any fucking 95-degree weather like we did? Did you guys hear about the dragonfly phenomenon we had in the Cleveland area? I hope you wrote those down, Scott, because I already forgot what I picked. So I need to get another beer and yeah, I need to get another beer. So, 85 here. Oh, that's not bad. What time does it start really cooling down for you, Scott? If you don't mind me asking, I think I might have asked that before, but I'm too stupid to remember. I mean, where it gets cold at night. I mean, because doesn't it drop like 20 degrees or something at night for you guys? Sometimes 30. You guys get some cold nights, don't you? Oh, another month. All right, so it hangs around, it lingers for a while for you. Yeah, let me get another beer. I'll be right back, guys. Oh, I gotta get another beer. Oh, told you I was an asshole. Perfect pour. You know what? God damn it. Give me a minute. I'm gonna grab a smoke because my wife won't let me smoke in the house. My wife was an Indian. She'd be smoking houses. See, it's cool here. It's like fucking 60 degrees now. We did get a little rain. It was like cloudy and all that shit. But man, we had some like 2 days in a row that hit like 95, and we had this like fucking dragonfly swarm that hit Cuyahoga, Lorain counties. I don't know if there's any video on YouTube of it, but I don't know. I might see a dragonfly a day, you know, sitting out having a beer out back. But we had like 15 or 20 of them just kind of hanging around, whooping all the little bug's ass. So I guess that's you get these surges in heat and just nature just fucking thrives on that shit. And I guess those little bugs were like in abundance, and the dragonflies will swarm. So that was our excitement. Hot in Cleveland. Uh, so it's like 60 degrees out, but my fucking AC is running. That's been fucking running all day. It's like been this humidity. And I guess I probably need to re-insulate the house, you know. We got the wood burner, so we don't worry so much about using the AC. We don't hesitate to ever use the AC because we're kind of so efficient here, but it's been relatively cool all day, and the fucking AC's been running all day because of the humidity. You know, it's weird. I have another theory too, especially when it's sunny. You know, we're on a slab. You know, I don't have a basement or anything like that. That rock fucking heats up and it stays warm for a long time. So a lot of times it gets cool at night, and that rock just heats up and it just keeps rocking. You know, we got to keep the AC on so we can survive. Cool survival technique. Heat up rocks and throw them in your fucking tent. You ever see that shit? Dudes like fucking heat up rocks and they'll, you know, for survival, and they'll keep the rocks in their tent and they'll like fucking heat them for a couple hours so they can get a couple hours sleep, you know. Rock heating. You know, my uncle went to some far off distant land. And they would cook your steaks on a fucking rock and bring the whole rock out to you. Bam! Put it down on your fucking table. Rocks. Yeah, there's Mullins. Mullins is starting a song right here, you know. Hot rocks on your cocks. Woo! A Little Richard song. But I always thought that was cool. And he said they'd cook this fucking steak on this rock. They would set the slate down and it would finish cooking like right in front of you. You would cut it up, you know. You cut it up and it's still cooking. And he said it was like one of the best steaks he ever fucking had, you know. I'm good, Mullins. Good to see you, brother. How you doing? That was the slowest answer ever. Hi, Mullins. Good. Good. You're doing well. When are you going to put out a rock and roll video for us to comment on, man? I think you should do that. Don't you think so, Scott? That's peer pressure. Peer pressure right there. Peer pressure. What do you like, Mullins? What kind of shit do you like, if you don't mind me asking? I know I think I just rattled off 3 questions there, but I bet he's good too. I don't know, maybe one of these days. Oh, okay, that was the first question. I mean, are you a metal dude? Are you a classic rock dude? Human League, you know, don't you want me, Mullins? You know, are you that kind of dude? Or no, I'm just kidding. There's a lot of great music out there, man. A lot of great music. And it's funny as I get older, and I think about a lot of these songs I thought were gay. I'm just like, wow, the fucking guitar is like really good in that. You know, like shit like In Excess, with that dominant clean sound, but it's like heavy somehow. You know, it's just like I kind of appreciate a lot of the stuff that I don't want to say I missed, because I recognized it enough to listen to it again. But I don't know, it's kind of neat, you know. Oh, cool. I must say. Yeah, that's cool. Anything new? Does anybody like anything new? What's new that's good? Because I don't know. I think the last new band I really got into was like Mastodon or something like that. You know, I'm a little bit behind the times, you know, because I'm an idiot. I'm behind everything, you know. Yeah, I did too, Scott. I just kind of thought, you know, gay, you know. But I kind of learned to appreciate it because I'll hear it. That's probably a pretty good song. I'll hear so. Yeah. Does anybody? What is happening to new music, or has everything become so obtuse? You know that it's hard to find music that like fucking pulls you in. You know what I mean? with the whole, like, I heard somebody say Korn ruined metal or something like that because they started putting big bass themes in a lot of their stuff, which I disagree with. But there's such a wide variety of music that are kind of melding, Yeah, I don't think I know today's music. I don't. I don't think today's music knows today's music, if that makes sense. It's kind of weird. The only thing I really hear is like pop shit, and it's not necessarily bad. And I'm sure he would definitely disagree with me there, but it's not bad. It's just not great. Does that make sense? I don't know. Because I hear a song, I'd be like, oh, that's kind of a nice song. Yeah, that's kind of a neat song. Oh, I kind of like this beat. But it's always a kinda, you know. When we were kids, I would hear something for the first time, and be like, yeah, now that's fucking good shit right there. And I don't know, maybe I'm just not listening. But when I heard a fucking Dio song, there was just something about the fucking punch that lured me in. Or who else? Even Sabbath, stuff like that. Old Sabbath, old Zeppelin. I felt so much more inspired when I was younger than I am now. Much about music when we were younger. We were drunk and stoned and all that shit too. But yeah, it doesn't make any difference. Because we're all drunk and stoned now, right? I mean, still, I think I'm at least half right about music these days, but I'll hear like a Bruno Mars song or something like that. I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty good song. It's not bad, but I don't download the shit or anything. Like, oh, I need that Bruno Mars song, And it's not that he's bad, He's kind of like I don't know, Michael Jackson funk type new shit, but I don't know. But it never pulls me in, Nirvana, when they first came, or not when they first came out, but that second album, Smells Like a Teen Movie, or when that song, there was such a lull in music at the time, and those dudes just kind of like fucking stormed the scene. I was just like, I gotta hear these guys more, yeah, that's about it, Zilla. You're right, man. A lot of good music when we were younger, man. A lot of good music. A lot of cool shit, man. That's for sure. You take something like AC/DC or something, and you play it for a kid nowadays, and like if they've never heard it, they're like fucking blown away, man. What? Somebody did this 50 fucking years ago. Jesus Christ, I'm fucking slobbering. Yeah. We had these even before me, there were these cornerstones of music that just laid the groundwork for everybody in a certain sense. And you get little snippets. Everybody else behind them, you get these little snippets of who they are because of what they heard. I think we really had a really cool generation. I think if you got to live through the 70s, 80s, and 90s, it was pretty cool. It was a nice progression of music, I think. But I admit that I have no idea of music that is now, because it seems like everybody just sees all these old bands are coming back and touring and shit. Any metal buddies that I have are going and seeing all these old bands that are fucking touring and shit, So when I hear I don't hear about new bands touring. I'll hear like fucking Britney Pickle Spears or something like that touring, and that's like some kind of big thing, I guess. But one of those pop clowns, but it's usually like, hey, Cinderella's teamed up with, Poison and somebody, 5 other bands or something like that. And I don't know, it's just kind of weird now. I guess it's kind of cool because you could probably go up and talk to these guys a lot more. They're probably a lot more willing to kind of hang with the fans and chill out a little bit. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I am sluggish. I went to dentist. Oh, boy, you're having trouble with your teeth, aren't you, Scott? It's like the second time in a couple videos, man. You had to get your teeth taken care of, huh, buddy? Uh-oh, my AC stopped. It's like really quiet. You guys probably thought I had a vacuum going or something. RoboVac. I have one of those RoboVacs, man. I mean, I don't control it or anything. I'm not like an idiot. Yeah, it is. You're right. It is all festival stuff. They're all bundles of bands, which is it's got to be cool. I don't go to them because I'm just kind of a homie, kind of a homer. I like being home. I like being with family. I kind of really dig that shit. And I don't go out enough, probably. But between streaming and work and family, I just don't really go out too much. And the older I get, going out like becomes less of my thing, which is, I don't know. I think everybody else seems like they're going the other way. My generation seems to be going out more as they get older, which is I don't know. I don't know if I'm just getting old too quick or something like that, or old minded. I always felt kind of like an immature idiot. I don't think I'm getting, more wise or anything. But I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. I don't know. Maybe I don't like people as much as I thought. Maybe it's something like that. Maybe I don't like being around people as much. Probably not, but I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I don't know. Expensive, maybe. Maybe it's just expensive. Drop the R. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you might be right about that. Everybody tapes them while they're there and all that shit. Right, the whole time everybody's like this, taping the fucking thing. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Although I haven't been to one in a long time. I don't know. It'd be nice to go see a band. I just don't know who I would see, because we get a healthy tour of the imitation bands. What do they call those? What do they call those? I'm at a loss here. Like your Pink Floyd bands, your Zeppelin bands. We get a pretty, in Lorain County here, they got a river fest, and there's quite a hall of the imitation bands, and I can't. I know they call them something, and I'm too stupid to fucking remember it because I always do that. But this beer is really good, and I think I need to get another one. I know that shocks and disturbs you. I know it shocks and disturbs you all. Oh, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. You see? They zig, you zag, Scott, right? That's how it goes. Oh, there we go. Oh, I might have to piss too. You have to give me like a good 2 minutes here. I might have to go to get a beer, piss, smoke. I don't know. Trio of non-video making. Oh. Hand crusher. I will be back. Let me ask you guys something. Hold on, I am going to have that smoke. I do want to ask you guys something. When you guys are out, I don't know, going to the store or going to anything, are people more apt to just look away from you instead of saying hi as you walk past them? Or are people, am I missing something or am I just an idiot? I'm curious what it's like with you guys when you guys are in your areas. Going to the store, going to the post office, are most people apt to just look away and not say anything, even if you say hi to them? Because it seems like it happens more and more often the older I get. And I could be wrong. I don't know. I guess I'm just a little old school and I walk past somebody, I smile and say hi or something like that. And it's like, I don't know. Curious if you guys feel that or it's just me. I don't know. It's just weird. It seems more often to me that people don't seem so, and maybe it's the phone thing and all that, the twit and snap face and all that shit. I don't know. That when it comes to eye contact, it just kind of freaks them out or something. I don't know. But it's not just young. It's not just like younger generation thing. It's like everybody, older people too. I see some old dude walking. He might do the same thing. Just kind of people just like keeping themselves. I don't know. I didn't ask him his phone number or anything. Just saying hi as I'm walking past. It's just weird. I don't know. I respect the old dude. Oh, there's a nice breeze here. Nice breeze in the trees. You guys can hear that. Sounds like the sea. All right, I'm back. I don't know. Let me check you guys' messages. See if you guys. People are scared. Yeah, that helps. That helps, Mullins. When you live in a small town, you know, that's for sure. Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a cool place to live, man. It's definitely a cool place to live. Right? Because I go a couple cities over on the way home when I drive. I stop there to get the beer that I'm going to try next. You know, and it's a pretty, I don't want to say busy. Monetarily, probably an upgrade from where I live. But yeah, I'm just kind of glad to be off work, you know, glad to be going to get my beer. And I'm just kind of walking and I'm happy and shit like that. And everybody else just kind of seems like they're just walking, like looking down, you know. I'll walk past like 50 people and not one of them will fucking say hi, you know. I don't know. Is it, maybe it's some kind of, maybe it's not just old school, you know, maybe it's some kind of psychological thing where I don't know. I can't explain it where I was going with that, to be honest with you. You know, maybe it's me. Maybe I need some kind of acceptance as I'm walking past people because, you know, I don't know. It's kind of weird. When I think about it, try to do a Fraser Crane or a Niles on myself, you know, try to psycho-evaluate myself, you know. I don't know. That's weird. But I got beer, and that place does have a nice selection of beer. I don't know. After this brew kettle, I think I'm going to take my beer snob friend's advice. I think I might go to the Masthead. You guys ever have any Masthead or hear that where you guys are? I don't know. A lot of these beers that I try are local, and I don't know how far they get out of Ohio, you know. But Masthead sounds popular to me. I don't know. It's kind of weird. And I know with Twitter and all that shit, probably everything gets a little bit more popular. But yeah, I heard of that on Twitter. I don't know. That's weird, man. Oh, did you guitar heroes out there? Did you guys see or have any of this come up on your? Yeah, they'll throw me out of the glass window like Alex Foley from fucking Beverly Hills Cop, you know, and say that I attacked somebody and jumped out the window, you know. They fucking do that to me. Oh, that's hilarious though. Oh, yeah, Guitar Heroes. I don't know if you guys had this come up to you guys on YouTube. This guitar clinic guy, and this just popped up as a recommended or whatever on my phone. He does this finger technique, and it's called a spider walk. Have you guys ever heard of that? This is the first I heard of it, but it sounded cool because it's got spider in it and walk. And I don't mean walk as in cook some shit Chinese style. I mean, you know, walk. and he does some kind of finger technique called the spider walk, and the title is "And This Is What Happened." And I don't know if you guys are interested in checking that out, but it kind of reminds me of me of all the hard work you put in to be like a decent player. And who does anything for fucking 3 months? I mean, you guys ever tried working out or something like that? You know how hard it is to get fucking 3 months in when you're working out or anything. But I digress. We're talking about guitar. Because I'm smart, I say I digress, so it makes me sound really smart. So I'll try to use that properly. But this spider walk looks like a motherfucker, man. It really looks like a motherfucker, and this dude does it for 3 months. And I didn't finish watching the video, which that's great for advertisement there. I have heard a solo called Spiders. Really? Huh. But this was like a technique, a finger picking technique that he would do, and for sure it looks tedious. For sure it does. It looks like it's not very fun. And I didn't finish watching it to see what his results were, but Jesus Christ, he did it for 3 months, and I can't remember the intervals that he used. Sasquatch boogie. But I want to say it was chromatic, but it wasn't. It was it was a 4-fret march, like you would. What the fuck did he do? He would switch it up, and it looked very fucking difficult. Even though you're holding your 4 frets and you're marching, and the technique, the other 3 fingers have to stay on the fretboard, not pressed like you're hitting all the notes, but they have to lay on the fretboard, and every note you hit, and it just looked like a fucking monster of a motherfucking technique. So if you guys might be interested in digging that kind of, I don't know, it might maybe a challenge, man. Maybe we should do a channel. Maybe we should do a spider walk channel. God damn it. I said channel again. Challenge. I don't know. I'm not going to announce it yet, Oh, yeah. Yeah. Check the score, because I don't have it. If anybody knows the score of the game, let us know, man, if you guys are watching it. So I have to admit, I'm rooting for Camel's team tonight. I'd like to see Carolina win. I mean, I can check the score. What the fuck? Boy, am I stupid. Jesus Christ. I got the whole world in my palm. God damn it. I hate that. Whoa. 17-12. 17-12. Fucking Tampa Gay fucking queers are beating the Panthers, man. Tampa Bay scoring touchdowns. Tampa Bay scoring touchdowns. It looks like Carolina's getting field goals. That's not good. I know there's still another quarter, and it's still a close game. So, yeah. Boy, is that weird. Should we fiddle a little bit? You guys wanna fiddle a little bit? Maybe I'll do that. We're flapping our big ass lips about playing. Maybe we should fiddle. Listen to that sustain. This is the best acoustic in the world right here. Best $100 acoustic I ever played. Hurts my fingers. Hurts my fingers because I don't fucking play enough. I'm not disciplined. Let's try it again. Sorry. I have to move you away. God, makes me mad. I have no idea what I'm doing. I really, literally have no idea what I'm fucking doing. I'm winging it here, boys. I'm winging it here. That was terrible. I gotta put it down. I'm too fucking stupid. You know, sometimes I pick up the guitar and I don't feel a chemistry with myself. I don't know. Does that sound fucking stupid? I'll be live on Cowboys One Over. Oh, here comes Mosh. Mosh is getting on. So you know, I'm not. I don't want to say I'm not feeling it. I just don't know what the fuck I was gonna do. I had no idea I was picking up the fiddle tonight, so I'm just kind of winging it, and everything I do is so obtuse that I'm just not really firing on all thrusters here, you know. Did you hear that? There's space in there for more beer. I don't know. Let's see. Let me try it again. Oh God, it's so dead. it suck my balls. Why do I have to do that? Oh. Oh no, no, no. Don't tell me Napoleon's there. Is Napoleon there again? Fuck Napoleon. I'm gonna get another beer and have another smoke. Or I will die. Surely I will die. I just really like this glass because I can pour it in there really feverishly and not worry about it. It just holds the beer really well. I mean, I just fucking explain it. I gotta reset my rat nest here on top here. You'll have to excuse me. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna smoke here, buddy. Hang out. I don't know why I want to. I think I felt bad talking about guitar and not playing it. I think that's what happened. I should open this up all the way. Let that breeze in. It's fucking nice and cool. If anybody's there after I get done with the smoke here, I wanted to ask you guys about something. And it was YouTube related, but it was, what you would call it? Who's that clown that was trafficking all the chicks to all the stars and politically valued Epstein? I should never forget that. Remember Epstein from Welcome Back, Kotter? How the hell I ever forget that dude's name? I don't understand. But I wanted to ask you guys about something. Boy, is it nice out. You know what's weird? I got the sliding glass door open here, and I can feel the cool air sucking the warm air out of the house. It's kind of nice, actually. Like you feel a slight flow going outside as opposed to inside, like a vacuum kind of thing. Oop, I think my butt just cracked. Oh, damn it. Give me 30 more seconds. I'm going to have to piss. You have to excuse me. Okay, here we go. Serious change. Please piss while you smoke, so liberating. Did you guys see the chick that got on YouTube? And she claims to be one of those abducted women, and she was abducted for like 17 years or something like that. Anyway, she put a video out on YouTube, kind of claiming that nobody will represent her, nobody will help her. Her automobile was disabled by the government as soon as Epstein got incarcerated, as they say. But the reason I think it kind of triggered me a little bit was, I listen to all those scary stories and stuff. I told you I listen to the creepypastas and the Reddit stories and stuff like that. And she had mentioned that she was going in for a job interview, and that's how they kind of got her, which is it immediately made me think of a lot of these Reddit stories are all that type of stuff. And it made me think of this one that I heard where this chick goes in for an interview for this supposed job, and it all seemed legit and stuff like that. And the whole process was really creeping her out. And she wound up like calling the police on this place, and these people just like fucking disappeared. And that was her story, kind of a very quick version, obviously, of her story. It was a lot longer than that, but because I don't remember any of the details, I just remember one of the Reddit stories. And the Reddit stories. I would like to think that there are people that just articulate stories and just throw them on there, but it just piqued my interest a little bit because of her explanation of what happened to her and how she got drawn into this whole thing. And not necessarily that I know that it's true, but one of the things that intrigued me is, she's doing her YouTube thing, and I can tell she's like hot. She doesn't necessarily look. She looks not weathered, experienced, should I say, when doing her video. And this isn't, I'm not cutting or trying to be a jerk or anything, but you can tell there's like hot chick behind what she's doing and how she looks. She doesn't have any makeup on. She's got her hair in a ponytail. She looks relatively average, but she's got really great features, and she looks really good if you just kind of look through the image of her a little bit. So that kind of piqued my interest too, as to why she might have been nabbed, So I don't want to say I want to believe it, because that's terrible. I don't want to believe any of that ultimately. But that did kind of pique my interest. And she was like, share this, and who knows, it could have been some plea to start a YouTube channel or something. I don't know. And she tells where she's at. She says she's in West Virginia. And I don't know if you guys had ever seen this, but it kind of, I do the news network on YouTube, and they discovered it and kind of threw it on YouTube as an interest, and nobody's given her any media or anything. She says the media won't Hey, your shit disappeared, Mullins. That's weird. Nobody blocked you or anything, did they? What happened? Is it the government? Should I stop talking about this? Anyway, I did think that was very interesting because of those stories that I would hear with, the stalker stories and stuff like that. But the Reddit, as opposed to the chick that got on YouTube, she felt that something very bad. She thought something very bad was going to happen to her, and she hightailed it out of there. And it was enough to make her call the cops, and the cops were dumbfounded. They didn't understand. They couldn't find the whole setup or anything like that. So I don't know. I just kind of find that shit interesting, especially how, speaking of spiders and spider webs, that whole Epstein thing is just out of control, into control, however you want to state it. It's just weird to me, all the stuff that's happened. And she talks about this, what is it, Madam Washington or whatever, who also committed suicide accidentally, or, I would really like to watch I would like to watch a documentary of it, like maybe Black News Network, I think is his name, or Blackstone. I don't know if you guys ever watch Blackstone News Network on YouTube, but he gets a lot of his stuff demonetized and pulled down because it seems conspiracy-like or whatever. And I hope this dude is on the fucking case of the Epstein story, because it's a fucking. It seems like there's so many fucking people involved, man. Like it's like it's gonna wipe everybody out, Hollywood, all those clowns are like involved. All the really rich, the mighty, that whole thing. Now this particular chick that got on YouTube and was kind of pleading for help, and a lawyer and the media to get her shit involved. She mentions John McCain, Joe Biden, and Prince Harry Ass, or one of those clowns, in the UK. So I haven't heard anything since. I only heard that report, and I don't know. I hope they didn't kill her or some shit like that, or I hope she doesn't wind up committing suicide. Also, South of Heaven. So Mosh is getting on. Oh, wait a minute. Is he on already?
Okay, everyone, I'll be live over here. Cowboys World Order CWO. Again, Cowboys World Order CWO. I'll try to pop the link in the description. And let's go live. I'll see you guys over there. Peace.
Oh, well, maybe I could play that. Oh, I could fucking play that, couldn't I? I guess I didn't really think about that, guys. If you guys want to see that, give me a second, and I will show you that video. I don't really fucking care if this video gets demonetized. I don't fucking history. Blam. I'll find it and show you guys if you haven't seen it. You guys can make your own. For God's sakes, boy, am I stupid. Boy, am I stupid. I'll find it. Give me just a second. I will find it. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Did it get taken down? I don't want to do that to you guys. I don't want to give that to you guys. It might have been taken off. Ooh. Well, I'll tell you what. No, it has to be before that. It has to be. Wow, they get fucking taken off. That's a little weird, man. A little weird. Let me try to find it. And I know what to do to find it, man. Or do I? Okay, here we go. These guys do put a lot of videos out, so give me just a second. Oh, here we go.
About 3 minutes with just a clip. Now, she had some tweets. This is what she said. She says, I was a student at Catholic University of America in Washington, D.C., when coerced and abducted by Deborah Palfrey, the D.C. madam who trafficked me to Jeffrey Epstein and Andrew Windsor. I was trafficked to many, including Joe Biden, John McCain, and others in the White House today. Now, notice she doesn't mention President Trump there, but she does mention Joe Biden. She also says, I was raped by Washington, D.C. politicians. She says that they murdered her. They murdered my daughter. That is why I am speaking out. Joe Biden, John McCain, and many others are involved. They allow me to speak for BC because they know Americans will not believe me. So, very interesting revelation here. Now, those are the accompanying tweets that specifically mention Joe Biden and John McCain. Now, the author, Dean Garrison, does raise questions as to the validity of her claims. And like I said before, in the Me Too era, aren't we supposed to believe?
God damn it.
Right?
It started from where I left off. Sorry about that.
Some big Jeffrey Epstein news
Here we go.
right now.
This is the start.
Very little coverage anywhere.
I knew Joe was a creep.
Breaking her silence. This could end Joe Biden's career and completely destroy anything that's left of John McCain's. Before we show you her actual video testimony, please make sure that you are subscribed if you're an existing subscriber and that you have notifications turned on for our channel. As you know, conservative censorship's on the rise, and I want to make sure you're getting the news and opinion you depend on. And if you are here for the first time, do hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so we can bring you real news and opinion every single day. The story from Dean Garrison at DC Clothesline. He reports that a woman named Jessica Collins has emerged to claim that she was a victim of Jeffrey Epstein and forced into sex with the likes of, ready for this, Joe Biden, Prince Andrew, and John McCain. Now, in the era of the Me Too movement, shouldn't we believe all women, right? Well, there's no way to really confirm or deny her story, he writes, which supposedly started back in 2002. Now, we have some tweets where she's actually coming out and said Joe Biden and John McCain were involved. But here's the video. It was posted to YouTube last week. It's a clip. She says, I'm a real victim of Jeffrey Epstein. And the reason you don't see me in the news is because I'm a real victim. and real victims are not being represented by attorneys or in the media. She says she was trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein and Andrew Windsor by Deborah Palfrey, the DC madam. Now, if you don't remember, she also committed suicide. Let's watch.
I am a real victim of Jeffrey Epstein. The reason you don't see me in the news is because I am a real victim. Real victims are not being represented by attorneys or in the media. I was trafficked to Jeffrey Epstein and Andrew Windsor by Deborah Palfrey, the DC madam. I was a student at the Catholic University of America in Washington, D.C. in 2002. I answered an ad in the city paper. The ad was ambiguous. Deborah was professional. I thought I was going on a real job interview. Instead, I was drugged and raped by Paul Hung. I tried to tell Deborah what happened, but something she said made me realize she knew what happened. At that point, they had my driver's license, and I did not know what to do or where to go for help. My name is Jessica Collins. I live in Virginia. Today is September the 3rd, 2019. If anything happens, it's because this information is true, and I have a lot more information about who I was trafficked to in the government, people who are in the White House today. If you could redistribute this video, please save it and redistribute it. If anything happens to me, at least I have this out. I have been threatened. My car was disabled by a government employee when the Jeffrey Epstein news broke. I have been without a vehicle for 40 days. I don't know what else to say. Please save this video. Please redistribute it. Please try and spread it. There is no way that this is going to get out there in the media unless we, the American people, do the work. The government is involved, and I was trafficked for nearly 17 years.
Wow. Now, watching her body language, I'm looking for little tells and clues to see if she's lying. I couldn't really see anything. Maybe we got to get the body language ghost on this and watch the full thing, but it's about 3 minutes with just a clip. Now, she had some tweets. This is what she said. She says, I was a student at Catholic University of America in Washington, D.C. when coerced and abducted by Deborah Palfrey, the D.C. madam who trafficked me to Jeffrey Epstein and Andrew Windsor. I was trafficked to many, including Joe Biden, John McCain, and others in the White House today. Now, notice she doesn't mention President Trump there, but she does mention Joe Biden. She also says, I was raped by Washington, D.C. politicians. She says that they murdered her. They murdered my daughter. That is why I am speaking out. Joe Biden, John McCain, and many others are involved. They allow me to speak for BC because they know Americans will not believe me. So, very interesting revelation here. Now, those are the accompanying tweets that specifically mention Joe Biden and John McCain. Now, the author, Dean Garrison, does raise questions as to the validity of her claims. And like I said before, in the Me Too era, aren't we supposed to believe all women, right? So it's very troubling. And if this actually pans out, I mean, that black book that Epstein had, if Joe Biden was in that, they're right here. According to Garrison, he notes that the nearly 17 years claim is strange, considering this supposedly started just over 17 years ago. They write some comments have addressed her age. They write she certainly looks like a bit old to have been a student at Catholic University in 2002. She was quite possibly a graduate or non-traditional student in 2002. Jessica, they write, had a daughter that was already 3 years old in 2002, which is hard to believe that she was not 18 at the time. So Jessica Collins trafficked to Prince Andrew Windsor, Joe Biden, and John McCain. That's the claim here. Or is Jessica Collins simply a woman looking for publicity and possibly YouTube hits, is the question that is raised here by the author. He says there is no way to know for certain, but obviously we all know that Joe Biden likes, he's handsy with little kids, right, and women. So it wouldn't surprise anybody if Joe Biden was proven to be a pedophile with pedophilic tendencies and sexual perversions. Was he an Epstein client through the DC madam? It's very possible. But like I said, the DC madam.
Oh, I'm upside down.
Also. So there's a lot of questions.
Anyway, it's the first time I ever did that, and it's just because I was so interested in. I was so interested in her claims. And it's not because it was Joe Biden or anything like that, but just because of all this shit that's fucking going on with Epstein. Because that's huge to me. This whole Epstein thing is like fucking huge. And it's going to wipe out a lot of people if this like fucking comes true, man. I mean, that's just fucked up, man. Those are bad guys. Those are those bad guys that we see in the fucking movies, what is it? Not Willem Dafoe. God damn it. Liam Neeson. What was that one? Oh, those were some good ones. Taken. Remember the Taken shit? That's bad shit. You're dealing with some fucking bad guys there, I don't know. That interests me. Interests me a lot, I think. Should I smoke again? Was that too much for you guys, or beer is good. Nice hue. You know what, Mullins? I've never seen Taken 2. I've never seen it. I have Taken because I really did I thought that was a really great flick. And there's a 3, right? Am I wrong? Because I like oh, it's good. Well, I'll check it out then. I also liked Liam Neeson and what the fuck is that movie? It's one of my fucking favorite new movies, I think. Where him and his buddies, not buddies, but him and his coworkers, the plane crashes and they have to survive, kind of like in the Antarctic. I don't know if you guys ever seen that one, but that's a pretty good fucking flick too. What the fuck is that? God damn it! And I've watched it like 5 times or something. Yeah, what the fuck is that? But it's a great survivor type movie. God damn it. I should watch that like right now. Okay, I'm calling off work tomorrow and I'm watching some, Liam Neeson movies. What the fuck was that? God damn it. Shit. I guess I could look it up. Let's Google it. Google, can you give me a list of all Liam Neeson's movies, you Nazi assholes? Oh, what the fuck? Why? Give me a second. Oh, The Gray. That's it. The Gray. I really liked that movie. I thought that was really fucking cool. Get rid of all this fucking stupid shit that pulled up when I fucking frickin' fucker. 2014 Buccaneers, huh? Uh-oh. Are the Panthers threatening? Anybody knows? I'm starting to think that every team that I pick loses. Yeah, the Gray's a pretty great flick, man. I like it. It's got great great concepts and kind of morals in it, I think, in a certain sense. You know, kind of like The Edge. Remember that movie, The Edge? I thought that was obviously that was a very great flick. It had Alec Baldwin in it, and he's the best actor ever. Is that what's going on? Well, you know, McCaffrey can't do it all, man. He can't do it all. I know it looks like he can, and I love McCaffrey. He's fucking awesome, and he's going to be a force in this league. Or he's been a force, rather. Because I really liked him. I think I might go so far to say is McCaffrey had like the best combine I think I've ever seen. If you guys haven't watched McCaffrey's combine, that's about the best fucking combine I think I've ever seen, you know. And I need another beer. God damn it. Oh, it's 12. Well, you know what? It's late, man. And I appreciate you guys sticking around. I think I'm going to get out of here. I got school tomorrow, so, you know, I got to make sure I get up and behave and all that fucking happy horse shit, you know. But, yeah, I'm not going to get another beer. I'm going to smoke a cigarette and I'm going to go to fucking bed. That's what I think I'm going to do. So, I love you guys. You guys are awesome. And I appreciate you sticking around. And as always, I always have a good time when I stream. And you guys are always really cool. So, yeah, God bless you guys. You guys be safe. And I will see you Monday. We will stream the Browns games. And, you know, hopefully I'll see you in the chats and stuff over the weekend. So, love you guys. You guys be safe. Peace. Rudy G Funk out. Or am I? It didn't give me the end sign yet. Give it to me. Give it to me. Oh, I clicked on it already. Try it again. There we go.